Hello, my little bundles of joy. I hope you're doing well. Today we have a new pick a card for you, and it's gonna be about coffee for the soul. I have my lovely coffee cup here today. And this is just a pick a card for when you're feeling a bit more low energy and you're just kind of going through the motions and all you want to do is sleep, but the world doesn't allow you to do that, so you just kind of gotta keep going. This is that kind of reading today. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much for the new subscribers and the commenters on my last couple of videos. You are amazing. At Juliet1111, thank you so much for your comment. I'm so glad that we're here to create a heaven on earth together. It really warms my heart that you commented and just made me feel really, really nice. Thank you for being you, and thank you for being so amazing and for tuning in. And thank you so much, Quantum Soul's Journey, as well. It made me feel a lot more secure and a lot less alone on my journey. So you guys are amazing. I love you so, so, so much. And to the new subscribers, hello. Thank you for subscribing. It's nice to have new little bundles of joy to come and join us. And to everyone who's watching and who's liked my videos, thank you so much. It really warms my heart and makes me know that this is a place and a community that I could be in and be myself in, which is really lovely. So today I have 3 cards for you in this really fairy-esque setting. This is the first pile. Here's the second pile. And here's the third pile. So these are the piles I have for you. Thanks for joining. I'll see you in your pile. Hey, pile 1. If you chose this card, then this is your pile. So we're gonna go with 3 questions today, and it's gonna be a shorter reading because I'm a bit lower of an energy, and I personally just wanted to stay in bed, so this is why I'm doing this reading, because it's just how I'm feeling. Anyways, so we're gonna do 3 questions. We're gonna tune into your energy and ask why we are low energy, and then we're gonna go into what we should consciously be aware of, and then the last question is how we can gently just navigate through this time period. Okay, so we're gonna flip this over and see what the fairies have in store for you today. And you guys got 20. You have the garden. Communing. This is the house of getting out and about and mixing in the world. This is a world of social engagement, entertainment. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, this is from the Lenormand deck, so I'm not technically supposed to be using these cards like this. It's supposed to be told in a story with the rest of the deck. But we are doing this today just to tune into your energies, and with the help of the beautiful fairies, we're just going to make sure that we get the proper messages anyway. So why you are low energy right now, why are we low energy right now? It's because of social gatherings, of communing, of just kind of extending ourselves to other people too much. And I'm gonna get out of the third person and the our kind of language and go into the your kind of language, the secondary kind of grammatical language, just to make it a little clearer. So yeah, You may have been self-sacrificing quite a bit, because I'm drawn to these two images and they remind me of Tinkerbell. And what Tinkerbell basically does is like self-sacrifice quite a lot in order for everyone else to kind of succeed on the journey of the Peter Pan journey and stuff. And she uses a lot of her energy for other people. She definitely gets not saved, but she gets revived in the end from those people. So you may have been feeling like you're not appreciated amongst the people that you have been communing with, engaging with, conversing with, like your loved ones, your friends, your family, your coworkers. You may have been feeling a little underappreciated lately, and it may have been that you have been doing a lot of work and been making the place shine and sparkle and really putting yourself out there and making the place very vibrant, but not seeing any of the returns. So that's why you're feeling low energy, because you yourself have been giving quite a bit to social, especially to social commitments, but you haven't really been seeing those returns. Okay. We're gonna look at what you should be aware of consciously. Divine Source, tap into pile 1 and let's, thank you. We have Page of Swords. Oh, that's a lot. If I could just have one card. Okay, thank you. And the Chariot, okay. The Page of Swords is always about being like mentally prepared. And the Chariot is always about movement. But it kind of feels a little different in this deck. The Page of Swords is a reminder to stay on your toes. The page may be a bit jumpy, but it's hard to contain this level of energy. Who knows what's around the corner? It could be a nice treat or a formidable foe. Either way, that cutting sense of curiosity is going to insist that you find out. Okay. And the Chariot. It may be called the company chair, but we all know who actually sits there. This card reminds you that you're the one who holds the reins. The wing upholstery represents your freedom to fly, while the top reminds you not to spin your wheels. You're in control. You sit and stand when you wish. So I'm sensing a lot of anxiety about the future when it comes to this pile. In terms of what you should be consciously aware of right now is the fact that you have control over your future. That's what the Chariot's really highlighting. And although you may be at a time where you're super anxious about what might come next, that's why you might be pouring in a lot of your energy on other people, because sometimes it's kind of easier to like entertain and get distracted by the outside world and other people. But sometimes it feels like we can be pushed and pulled by their decisions and feel anxious when we don't have control over our own life. And this is just a gentle reminder that you should be conscious of the decisions you make, and you don't always have to follow other people's opinions, other people's judgments, other people's decisions. You know, if they want to go get ice cream and you're just someone who wants to, I don't know, go get frozen yogurt, then why not do both? Why not honor both and like have some time where they can get ice cream and you can get frozen yogurt? Stuff kind of like that, you know? Sometimes it may feel like you're doing things for other people and not getting that same reciprocity. You're not getting that same thoughtfulness in terms of experiences that you want to do in return. So this is just a gentle reminder that you don't need to feel so anxious about the future. You don't need to feel like you can't speak up, because you can. If they're your loved ones, if they really care about you, then they will make adjustments so that you're also happy with the decisions of the group or the decisions of whoever's around you. Okay. So why you might be low energy, it's because of too much engagement of other people and overextending your energy to others without getting that in return. And what you should consciously be aware of is the fact that you have the power to speak up for yourself and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to go to the movies today other than stay home, or I want to stay home today other than go out all the time. Like, you have that power. You can make those decisions. You're also a member of this social interaction, and you don't always have to follow everyone else's wants or needs. You also have wants and needs, and that's totally okay. It's okay to be you. Okay. We're gonna get some messages on how to gently navigate through this time period. Okay. This is just a gentle reminder to honor yourself, really, because you really deserve to experience all that you want to experience this lifetime. You don't have to always go along with what everyone else is doing around you. Okay, so how to gently navigate through this time period? How can Pile 1 gently navigate? Oh my gosh. Okay. I really love this candle because it smells like rockets. If you live in Canada and know those candy rockets that like you get at Halloween and stuff, that's what this candle smells like. It's really sweet and like a little tangy, and I don't know, it just smells really good. Anyways, I don't know, maybe This might be really weird, but maybe you smell like that. Maybe you smell really sweets and like candy. Maybe you're just like a really sweet person overall. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like you're really nice and you're really like wonderful and you're really awesome. You're like that friend that just everyone can really depend on, and you're that friend that really is there for your friends, you know? You're that family member that's always emotionally supporting others. You're that loved one that's really lifting other people up and always making sure that everyone in the group is well supported. But right now, how you can gently navigate through this time period of your life is by balance and growth. So we have this balance card and this growth card. So this is the chakra wisdom oracle card. So the colors are very representative of the different chakras you have to work with. Since you have the colors green and blue, you're working a lot with your heart and your throat chakra, which makes a lot of sense because when you are wanting to do something that's for you, but with other people, there's a need to balance out how you go about it. And because there are people that are cross-armed in this photo, it seems like you might be anxious over how others will take what you want to do. But there is a very needed action-oriented response from you right now to really honor yourself, honor your heart. And the way you can really gently navigate through this time period is by growing your character and growing your honor for yourself. And when I say that, I mean you need to pour water back into your own cup, you know? Like, plants don't grow unless they're properly nurtured and properly sustained. And because there's like this emergency room in the background, it feels like in the back of your mind you might be scared that the people around you will be upset with your decisions and upset with what you want to do. Because even though this chariot has the reins and like the potential to move forward, there's still a bit of hesitancy on the cat's face. And it seems like there may be someone in your life that you like to center yourself around, and like they are someone who's really like strong-willed and my way or the highway, or like, you know, they feel like they always get what they want. So, and they might get upset when they don't get what they want. But what Divine Source really wants to get through to you right now is the fact that there can be balance in this connection. There can be balance when dealing with this person or these people. And that if they are really your loved ones, they won't be upset over what you want to do. They will honor what you want to do as well. Yeah. So don't be scared. Don't be scared to ask for what you want or do the things that you want to do with these people, because again, this is your life as well and you deserve to enjoy it. Yeah, that's all the messages I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, this one's a little bit of a shorter one, which is nice because again, a little bit low energy. Anyways, if you liked the video, please comment down below if this resonated. Hug that subscribe button, it will hug you back. And if you want a personal reading or if you want a past life reading, my link for my website is down below. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I want to thank not only Divine Source, but the beautiful and lovely fairies who helped assist me today into giving these messages to you. I also want to thank your spirit guides and my spirit guides and any other helpful entities that wanted to come into this reading. Thanks so much for providing these messages for pile 1. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. You got this. I know you got this. Take care. Bye. Hello, my pile 2s. If you chose this pile, then this is for you. So you have the card number 13. Before we get into this, I'm just gonna give you a rundown on how this reading's gonna go today. So first we're gonna tap into your energy and ask why we're low energy right now. And then we're gonna ask the question, what should we consciously be aware of? And then lastly, we're gonna ask how to navigate through this time period. Okay, so we're tapping into your energy, and your energy first is this card number 13. The child/little girl. Innocence. This is the house of purity and action without guile. This is the realm of doing something for the pure joy without care of result. This is a world devoid of superficiality. Okay. So in terms of why you might be low energy right now, you might feel like you need to reconnect with your inner child and do things for the sake of funness and doing things for the sake of your own enjoyment. But you might also feel like there are people in your life that are a bit judgmental of what you like, and for that, I'm sorry. Like, that really sucks. I'm right here with you going through that same thing. Like, my roommates don't understand my whole spiritual nature, but like, yeah, so I know how ostracizing, and is that a word? Yeah, I guess ostracizing and alienating it may be when being yourself amongst this group of people or this person. And there also may be some people that have harsh opinions that you're trying to like please in some way, and like that's okay. Like everyone seeks comfort in being validated by others. There's like, I think it's just a human nature thing to want to be accepted and want to belong in a part of a group. But right now, that might be causing you too much mental strife and emotional strife. It may be like, there's always a nice balance to have. Like, it's totally okay to seek approval from other people, but not to the point where it stops you from being yourself, you know? Like, if they don't like it, then they can go suck an egg. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If they don't like it, well, then they don't like it. And that's just who they are. And you don't have to seek approval from them, because their approval is not really needed at this time. If they don't like it and they don't approve, then it should just be a confirmation that that is something that you can't, like, that's just something that's not a common reality or a common factor within you and that person or you and that group of people. So keep being you, keep doing you, keep connecting to your inner child, because your inner child really wants to come out and play and be with you. Because you know who will always validate you? Your inner child. You know who will always make you feel good, and you know who can always have the power to make you feel like you belong? Yourself. And that's super cheesy. I understand that's like super cheesy for me to say, but if you don't love yourself, or if you can't accept yourself for the way you are, how can others, right? And like, there's just this calling for you to really look inwards and connect back to that really innocent, childlike, beautiful soul that you have, you know? There's just a wonderful, glorious, loving being that wants to come out of you. And you may be feeling really tired because of the judgments and opinions of other people, or having the need to be approved by other people. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I feel really low energy because I don't think I'm supposed to be where I'm needed to be at this point in my lifetime. Sometimes it's hard for me not to compare myself to other people and be like, oh, why aren't I at this subscriber count? Or like, why don't I have that many views? Like, and it's silly of me, like saying this out loud. I recognize how silly it is of me to be like that, because I'll reach whoever I need to reach. And same goes with you, you know, like you'll find the people that need to be with you and need to be in your life, and who can honor and appreciate the beauty that is you, all of you. And they won't judge you, and they won't make you feel bad for being you, because if anyone's making you feel bad for being you, then they shouldn't be in your life. And if it's someone that you can't get away from, like someone that you live with, or like a family member or a roommate or a coworker, then place your boundaries and really energetically like distance yourself from them. And you might need to go through a grieving period when it comes to this connection, because sometimes when we let go of people, we'll still miss them even though they're not good for us, and that's okay. It's just understanding that you're choosing you, and you're choosing to heal and be with yourself and to honor you for who you are. I think that's what's most important when we live this lifetime. Okay, we're gonna look at what you should consciously be aware of. What should pile 2 be consciously aware of at this point in time? What should pile 2 be consciously aware of? Okay, I guess no. Okay, alright, okay. Can I have one more card to clarify the 7 of Pentacles? Oh, alright. We have the 10 of Cups. Okay. Maybe it's time to take a beat and go back to the drawing board. Lack of clear, long-term vision plus a solid dose of procrastination is leading to a frustrating inability to get what you want. Excuse me. Staying stuck isn't good. Staying stuck isn't doing anyone good. Staying stuck isn't doing anyone any good. Sorry. Make a plan and take action. And because I like had to say that 3 times over, it might be on your 3rd attempt or like past your 3rd attempt where things start to really come together with whatever you're doing. Like if you're having a hard time really reconnecting with your inner child, then it might take a couple of times to really know which way you can really connect best to your inner child. For example, sometimes people have a good time writing a letter to their inner child, but sometimes it doesn't work. And then sometimes people need to get back into like holding specific toys from their childhood or playing specific games from their childhood. But then sometimes it might not work, you know? So just kind of familiarizing in ways you can connect with your inner child might do you some justice and being a little creative in terms of reconnecting back to your inner child, you know? Whatever feels right to you. You don't have to do whatever like some YouTuber says. It's funny because I'm saying stuff like that. But you don't have to follow some Instagram post or anything like that for you to reconnect with your inner child. You have the ability to do it on your own intuitively. You'll know when it feels right to you. When you feel like you have when you were a child again, that's when you know you reconnected with your inner child. Like even watching your favorite shows when you were a kid could be something that's really helpful. Yeah. Or reconnecting with some childhood friends of yours that make you feel really like yourself again. That might be something that might be very helpful for you right now. Okay, then you have the 10 of Cups. Let's face it, 10 Cups is a lot for one alone. The alignment of beautiful bowls can be a protective barrier above your head or something to keep an eye on. The prettiest bowls still hurt when they tumble. The sight of the rainbow means an end of hard times, especially where family is concerned. There is great happiness ahead. Think togetherness and not competition. Not a bad time to think about buying a new home either. Just make sure it has lots of big windows that let in rays of sunshine. So yeah, like I was kind of saying earlier, you might feel like you're being restricted by people around you, and that's what's giving you really low energy, is their judgments and their opinions of like how you like to do things. Like I know when I was a kid, my family was really judgmental of the way I did things, and it really like brought me down sometimes, and it was not fun. So I would legitimately just kind of stay clear of them, and I would protect my energy by not being around them so often. So yeah, like that's kind of what it feels like. In terms of what you should be consciously aware of is making sure that you know that even if people are in your life and even if like they cast judgment on you, you really don't have to like care about their opinions. Like it's kind of time to step into your unbothered queen energy where you can just be yourself and not give a fuck to whoever might like say anything about it, because they can say whatever they want to say. Like they're just being negative Nellies. They're just being someone who's projecting their own insecurities and the fact that they can't connect back to this inner child so well, like how you can. I want to go back to Yeah, so it just kind of feels like these people in your life may is is the reason why you're feeling stuck. And like maybe you're doing like banishment rituals, maybe you're doing like boundary settings, and sometimes they don't work, but on the third time they might work. Like maybe you rephrase it in a way that gets the message across more clearly, or maybe you rearrange your schedule so that you don't have to see them so often, or you might think of a way that, like an activity that really shows them that like you can just like be yourself and they shouldn't really like take any judgment towards it. Like for me, my mom used to comment on my eczema like all the time, and it made me feel super insecure about myself. But like it wasn't until like I got older that I had the courage to really stand up for myself and say, hey, don't talk to me like that. I don't want to hear any judgments upon what's going on with my body because I can't help it, you know? And after that, like she stopped commenting on it because she could see how much she hurt me and like how much it wasn't doing the relationship any good. So when it comes to the people in your life, standing up for yourself like that and creating those boundaries might be very helpful in really like healing your inner child and really getting back into that. Speaking of healing, we're going to get to the portion of how to gently navigate through this time period. How can pile 2 gently navigate through this time period? How can pile 2 gently... Oh, no, okay, sorry. How can pile 2 gently... Thank you. Impartiality. Okay, what was I saying about being that unbothered queen? Yeah, okay. Impartiality when it comes to gossip, especially, you know? Like, wow. And I like how this is really confirming. So, again, being someone who really is the unbothered queen when it comes to the gossip around you and the negative opinions around you, and how like your family members or the people that you live with or your loved ones or your friends might think of you. That's going to be how you gently navigate through this time period, being like, I don't care, I don't give a fuck what you think of me, I'm still gonna do me, and you can just go weep in a corner somewhere and be your negative self somewhere else. Like, I am not gonna give a shit over it. That's kind of the energy that divine source, spirit, and the fairies want you to step into, is to be this really unbothered queen. Kind of like Doja Cat, you know what I mean? Like, Doja Cat doesn't care what anyone thinks of her. Like, she has really embodied the unbothered queen because she expresses herself fully, and she's able to be herself regardless about what anyone thinks of her, you know? If her fans are like, where are the lashes? Where are the lashes? And then she goes and creates a whole look where the lashes are her eyebrows and a mustache and a beard, you know? Like, that's so unbothered queen of her. It's like, I don't care. Like, if you want lashes, okay, here are your lashes. And she does it in such a way that's so her, and that's so like, so much like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna cave into other people's expectations of me. I'm just gonna be myself. I'm gonna love myself, and I'm gonna feel happy being myself, because we only have this one life to live. So we shouldn't let other people's opinions of us really get in the way of it. Yeah. Okay, so that is all the messages I have for you today. We're gonna keep it short and sweet and simple. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more of me, hug that subscribe button. I'll hug you back. And yeah, become a member of being a bundle of joy with me throughout my journey right now. And if you want to book a reading, please go to the link down below. I have my website posted down there if you're interested in past life readings or oracle readings. Yeah, okay. Keep being your fine ass beautiful self and keep being that unbothered queen that I know you can be. You got this. Take care. Love you lots. Bye. Hey, pile number 3. How are you doing, my little bundle of joy? If you chose this card as your card today, then this is your reading. So before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for being here, as well as give you a rundown on how this reading is going to go. So we're first going to tune into your energy with this card and see why you're feeling low energy today. And then we're going to ask the questions, what you should consciously be aware of, and then also how to navigate gently through this time period. Because, yeah, it might be a lot. And when we're low energy, doing anything outside of the bed feels like a lot. So, yeah, I don't want to make it too action-oriented, too intense. But I just do want to get the messages out there to you. So, in terms of why you might be feeling low energy today, you have the card 1. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So this is the card Rider Messenger, Communications Liaison. This house relates to the sitter's engagement with the world. It can indicate the message that is being transmitted to the world by their behavior. Okay. So in terms of why you might be feeling low energy, it might be how you're communicating with others. And yeah, it kind of reminds me of like, it kind of reminds me of my friend. She's like a really active social media person who really likes to spread awareness on the injustices in the world. And sometimes it brings her quite down, and it takes a lot from her energy. I used to be like this quite heavily, but then I kind of had to learn to like tone it down, I guess. And I'm not trying to say tone yourself down, but I'm just trying to say like you may be feeling like your communication is not getting across to the people that need to hear it, or you may be feeling unheard, or you may be feeling like no one really understands you right now. And that's why you're feeling so low of an energy, because it's just taking so much out of you to have to communicate and be in this type of behavior of having to explain yourself and like having to justify yourself for things that you're passionate about or that you care about. And like, that's not fun, you know. That's why I toned myself down, because of this exact scenario, because I used to be very active as well when it came to the injustices of the world, but because I felt very unheard, I ended up kind of toning myself down and only doing it when I felt like I could. Like, I'll still post about what's going on with the world, but only when I really have the energy to do it, you know? When I really feel like I'm doing it because I don't care who hears, you know? I don't care if anyone cares. I care about it, so I'm gonna post it, you know? That's why I like toned myself down. Like I stopped being I stopped feeling the need to kind of be like perfect in a way and be like a good citizen when it comes to being aware of everything all the time and helping everyone all the time, because in reality that's just not possible, you know? And not everyone's going to be perfect. Like if we were perfect, we wouldn't have been reincarnated in the world, you know? Like we're here to make mistakes, and we're here to feel like we can make mistakes, and we're here to communicate with others who have this how do I say this? We're here to really be ourselves. And if you feel unheard, especially in terms of being yourself, then this is your pile, and this is why you're feeling like you have such low energy, because you may be overextending yourself when you're explaining yourself to others or explaining how you want things to go about, and being very like putting a lot of your mental communicative energy out into the world and not receiving that back. So yeah, okay, we're gonna move on into what you should be consciously aware of at this time. What should my pile number 3s, my little bundles of joy, what should they, thank you, be aware of? I like how you have 2 cards like perfectly. I also like how in this deck the devil is a dog because this is the cat tarot. I just think that's so funny. So you have the 8 of Wands and then the devil in reverse. Okay. Stay on your toes. Life's about to speed up in the best way. Too many fun distractions? Which way to look? What to play with first? Like a gust of wind ushering in a million fallen leaves, this card ushers in an exciting time. All that effort of chasing and jumping pays off in the form of some quick changes. It might be time for a change of scenery, out of the house and into the backyard to play. Pay attention to grooming. You want to look good for this phase. In matters of the heart, a heady and unexpected romance could be on the horizon. Yeah, okay, so in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the 8 of Wands signals communication as well. It's usually 8 wands like in a row that's jutting outwards. That usually symbolizes like intense communication. So, or like active communication, or like a quick communication as well, because the wands are usually really fast. Like fire is really fast, fire spreads really quickly, right? So when it comes to you right now, in terms of what you should be aware of, because we are using the Cat Tarot deck, the message from the book literally says that an exciting time is coming into your life. So right now, you might want to change scenery when it comes to who you hang out with or where you frequent. Like maybe if you go to the gym, maybe it's time to start doing yoga. Or maybe if you like to rock climb, maybe it's time to take up a pottery class. Like or if you like to hang out at the beach, maybe it's time to go into more foresty trails, stuff like that. Like changing up how you go about your day and where you frequent is something that's really necessary, because with that change comes a new opportunity for you to connect with others, a new opportunity for you to meet others, and maybe have yourself heard in this new scenery. The devil. Like most dogs, the devil is all bark and no bite. Turned around, it's even more obvious how easily the leash can be escaped. There is hope. The dog can break free as we detach from our destructive patterns and scamper off. Go on, dog. Scamper off. Yeah, okay. So, just like the traditional rider weight, the devil upright usually indicates how we might be tied to things, to bad habits, or to temptations, or to things that no longer serve us. In reverse, it's the same thing. It's like being able to be aware of the fact that you can loosen the grips of the devil and you can release bad behaviors. So in terms of what you should be consciously aware of, I didn't really want to say this at first when it came to low energy, because it's kind of it's an interesting message to receive. But in terms of how you may be communicating right now, it might be time to switch up how you communicate and go about it in a way that is a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more like palatable, I guess. Because I'm trying to find the right word for it, but just in a way that might be more well received by others. Because right now it seems like you're putting yourself in a position where the ways in which you communicate and the ways in which you behave to others might be putting you in a state where you are kind of holding this constraint on yourself, like holding this like need to have yourself validated, have yourself heard, have your communication be like a factor in your self-worth, when you don't need that right now. You don't, like, this is quite shadow work right now. So if you're here with me and you're still with me, thank you so much. Please don't shoot the messenger, because I'm just here to deliver messages. But yeah, right now it's a big time for self-growth and a big time for reflection for you, because changing the way that you communicate to others may be very beneficial when you connect with others, and making it so that it's more balanced and more in harmony, like a Libra would, like, is kind of the message coming through. And I'm not trying to shame you, or I'm not trying to make you feel bad for how you're communicating now. No. Like, I'm not trying to say you're wrong, because you're not. Like, the messages and like what, like the core of what you're saying is true, but just the way you go about saying it might need a little bit of fine tweaking. Like, when you like write an essay and sometimes what you want to say doesn't come across to your teacher the way that it needs to. It's kind of like that, like just being able to tweak yourself so that your message comes across a bit more clearly to other people is what you should be consciously aware of right now. Whew. Okay. I really hope I did not offend anyone there, because I'm really not trying to. I know what it's like Like, you know, I totally know what it's like to be in this position. I've been in this position, and it's taken me it took me my whole first year to get it right in terms of communicating with others what I was really passionate about, because I used to communicate with like my friends and my family really passionately, and it made them feel really bad for things that they couldn't control or couldn't change. And it took me a lot of self-growth and self-reflection to realize that I can frame it in a way that kind of gets my point across without making them feel bad or making them feel responsible for it. You know, like, for example, when it comes to Indigenous representation and Indigenous communities in general, I'm very passionate about making sure that my family and my friends and my loved ones and my peers know that we should be celebrating the side of our culture, because I live in Canada and that side is heavily ignored due to the heavy colonization process that has been reigning upon our education system for quite some time now. And thank gosh that like things are changing, and now there's a lot more representation and a lot more curriculum focused on the history of not only the European side but also the Indigenous side of Canada. Like, thank God that's coming out. But like I remember when I was studying this a few years ago how much anger and how much sadness I was feeling towards this gap of knowledge in our education and in our curriculum. And I would be very passionate in the ways in which I told my friends, to the point where they felt very responsible, and to the point where they felt like I was mad at them, and I had to like change my communication so that they knew that I wasn't mad at them, I was mad at the world, and that I was just very passionate about the subject. So instead of getting angry and showing that anger in that way, I now celebrate what we do have, other than getting really upset over colonization and the fact that we have Canada Day. I appreciate all the Indigenous influences and communities and history that I've been blessed to know and share. And I focus more on celebrating their culture and making sure that it keeps being a part of the community, about a part of Canada's community, because it's really important. It's really important to honor the ancestors that were on this land. Yeah, so something like that, you know, you might be very passionate about maybe climate change or social activism, and it or like just something you're very passionate in life. It could also be something like tarot or spirituality or gardening or books or Legos or Pokemon or Sailor Moon, you know, and it might just be coming across in a way that makes it harder for people to understand where you're at, you know? So yeah, just know that I've gone through it too. I'm right here with you, and you got this. And it takes a lot of courage and guts and strength to look at yourself in the mirror and then adjust yourself so that you can harmoniously communicate with others. Okay, so how to gently navigate through this time period. A workaholic. Oh, and creation. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay, so how to gently navigate through this time period. Like I was saying, it does take a lot of work. So being a little bit of a workaholic when it comes to self-care and self-reflection and self-development is how you're going to be able to navigate through this time period, and creating new ways in which you go about communicating and go about living your life and go about how you interact with the world around you when it comes to these passions of yours is how you can gently navigate through this time period. Yeah. And because we have this image, it's someone who's really spiritually attuned, who's really understanding of themselves and the nature around them. So if you're having a hard time, pray to your ancestors, ask for guidance from nature around you, ask for guidance from the divine source, and for any deity work that you may be doing, any animistic work that you may be doing. Yeah, any spiritual work that you may be doing right now, call upon whoever you need to. Like right now I'm working with the fairies and I love them so much for helping me. I thank them so much. Like I have a little like plate for them to have a little treat with me and just to honor them and, you know, just work with them in the ways that you feel called to. Yeah, so in terms of gently navigating through this time period, just making sure that you're constantly working at it and creating new ways in which you can communicate. And I promise you, it will bring you new and exciting opportunities for you to let go of your old behaviors and your old limitations and your old beliefs about something and step into a new version of yourself where you can really like communicate the way you need to. Yeah, because ones also signify a new beginning. So yeah, be gentle with yourself during this time. Make sure that you're getting lots of rest and water and that you're really taking it easy on yourself when you do go through this communication process, because it's really easy to like be like, oh, I can't believe I said this again, I'm like the worst. But no, it's just like reframing it by being like, thank you for being patient with me and thank you for letting me communicate what I needed to communicate, and being able to really thank yourself for being so gentle and kind and nurturing while you go throughout this time. Yeah. Okay, so that's all the messages I have for you, my beautiful soul. You got this. I know you do. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please hug that subscribe button. It will hug you back. And comment down below if this resonated. If you want to book a reading with me, the link is down below. I do past life things, like past life readings and past life regressions, as well as I do a more in-depth personal reading and oracle readings through that website. Yeah, okay. Thanks for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck. Take care. Mwah.